Where is this childlike energy coming from? Like, how you doing this magical thing?
Really?
Yeah, you're so like, I love the energy that you have.
I think I'm just enjoying myself.
हाँ क्या?
Yeah, I am enjoying myself. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but what Goldie and me say is BC and AC, which is before cancer and after cancer.
Yeah.
So there's certain parts of me before cancer which, you go through something to learn some lessons, and if you've not learned them, then it's really sad that you've gone through it and still not learned them.
Yeah.
So I think there were a couple of lessons from it, and the point is that just reminding me, each other that it's not the goal, it's the journey. It's the process and the journey that's important. So the moment that becomes clear, you enjoy it.
Hi Sonali, welcome to the Bombay journey. How are you?
I'm good.
मस्त.
Yes, absolutely.
देखो भाई, essentially ना शो का एक ही
It's
रूल
not
है.
just like Zinda Hu type. It's alive and
मस्त है भाई.
thriving.
हाँ.
Most important.
Yeah, I think that energy is needed, ना?
Of course, no point in just being alive.
Yeah.
There's no point in it. You have to thrive.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love that answer.
Yeah.
I also say कि मैं ठीक है, मस्त है.
What car is this?
This is the Tata Safari, make in India.
It's quite comfortable. Huh?
Nice, no?
Yeah.
Full SUV.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm an SUV person. Are you an SUV person?
Yeah.
You are, na? See, that's why you like.
It's nice. It's height and
Yeah.
it's very nice.
और आजकल की उन गाड़ियों जैसी नहीं है जो compact SUV है. Although I drive one myself,
Yeah.
but they're a little like smaller and lower.
But you know, I like them also because especially for Mumbai.
हाँ, perfect, no?
When you get the SUV feel and yet you get that compactness.
मस्त है.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a
This is
car
parking
person or
lot.
something.
I can't drive. You know the problem, na?
No?
I've never told this anywhere. If we are in a car, I must tell you. It's a problem. Every time I get behind the wheel, you know the sound of metal crunching against things? That, you know that? I just want to hear that sound.
You don't want to?
I want to.
Oh, you want to?
Yeah.
So you... Oh,
That's
shit,
why
no. Oh,
I do
no,
not
I get
drive and I'm not supposed to be behind the wheel because as soon as I get there, that feeling.
ये पहली बार सुना मैंने.
That sound, that crash, you know, that scratch.
वही one of those kids जो
disaster.
अपने खिलौनों को जान के बढ़ाती थी.
नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं. But it happens to me only behind the wheel.
बस.
So I never get behind the wheel.
तो फिर क्या एक आध बार अपने से
You're behind the wheel.
Yeah, we are safe. Very, very safe.
So this is, of course, the iconic Juhu area.
हाँ जी, हाँ.
And my husband's born and brought up in this area.
Absolutely, पिछली गली.
He was very clear that he didn't want to go anywhere away from Juhu.
Perfect.
And I have been a gypsy all my life. My father was in the government services. So every 2 years I was in a new city.
Correct.
So the longest I've ever stayed is in Mumbai. I came in here, finished my 10th, started my college and started working.
ये कभी था कौन सा साल?
I don't remember the exact year, लेकिन literally मैं मुंबई आई हूँ और 1 साल में I've started working.
अरे वाह.
So got into college and I started getting work in Ruya. I started getting work and I started working. So for me, I was anyway khana badosh. So.
But ये कौन सा एरिया था?
Ruya.
Ruya I know, but where did you live?
I lived in the government quarters.
अरे वाह.
And then we moved out of there. Yeah. And then we moved out of there and moved to Lokhandwala. So whenever considering that Goldie had his roots here, I said, well, you have roots here. I don't have roots anywhere in that sense. So I was very happy to put down my roots here.
So cool.
Yeah.
But we know that Goldie Bell and Abhishek Bachchan are best of friends.
Yeah, so is Hrithik, and so there are a lot of other friends. They're all a group of friends.
ये आपका local community है.
Juhu has all these lanes, so they're called the 12th Road. That's where they all used to hang out. Correct. On the 12th Road, there is one. Should I tell you the secret?
Yeah.
No, there's like this little panwala sort of a corner is where they all used to hang out, meet up. There were empty plots. They would play cricket.
Yes. We've been told all of this by Abhishek.
Oh, really?
So my question was कि भाई ये जो आप BFFs हो, तो would you call him home and give him interventions कि देख भाई तू ये कर रहा है गलत है, ऐसा कुछ कहानी है कि आप लोगों का घर का meetups का?
Well, we can walk into each other's homes.
Yeah.
And when we are in Juhu, it's literally walking.
Plus, Juhu is one of those areas of Bombay where you can walk also.
Yes, you can. I think it's a great place to it's a family space, and I thought it was a great area in Mumbai to bring up my child.
Yeah, which is also a very big part of your life.
It still has a little bit of a village feel.
It does?
Yes,
no, it's the most one of the most expensive property realistic places.
What I mean by that is that everybody knows everybody, and even if there were all these bungalows which have turned into buildings, so the buildings also have the same family.
Correct.
So because the kids have grown, so every kid gets so it's still a joint family in the building. So there's some sort of a
connect.
Yeah.
नहीं मैं समझ गया आपकी बात वो एक कैसा अपना होल्ड है तो अब J boys is what I've been told they call each other.
See, I was trying to be discreet and not say too much about it, but if Abhishek has spoken, then I can say it too.
So,
yeah, that is true. And they've gone to school from here. We'll come to the place where which is Pratiksha. So,
yes.
Which is where Jayanti has been a huge influence in Goldie's and his sister's lives and studies. She was very strict always, and he says I'm educated because So things like that. So there are all these beautiful memories which I think is so lovely because childhood friendship is special.
It's the best.
That's when you have no agenda, when you're friends with each other and nobody has made it, not made it, nothing. It doesn't matter. And I think those friendships are special.
Correct.
I miss those friendships.
Yeah?
Because I don't have that kind of childhood friendship because I've moved so much. And you didn't really have social media or, I mean, I was not a letter writer, so
No, but you moved a bunch of schools also, na? How many schools did you move?
Like I'm saying, every 2 years I was in a new school. So I have been from the north of India to the south, from Chennai. I've been from Goa to, so length and breadth of the country. I've been to Nepal also.
Wow.
So because Indian government was making roads there. So so we were there also.
So nice. But that must have helped you in all of those multiple language wali films that you've done, na? Knowing some cultures or knowing some nuances at least must have helped.
I think now when I look back, I think that has helped me in being an empath, I would say. I think I can be empathetic about people. I'm more inclusive, I feel, because you've spent such beautiful moments with, and family was not around, so all the time when you were there, if my mother needed help, it was a neighbor who you didn't know, whose language you didn't know, who was there to help you. And people are lovely, so I think I like that fact that knowing different kind. I'm very comfortable. Even if they're not just Maharashtrians or people whom I know only, I'm comfortable with the different kinds of people. Yeah,
you have such a distinctively differentiated accent. I can't tell where I would place somebody, right?
Yeah, because some words turn out to be a little bit more, Kannada sounding. Some words turn out to be a little Tamil sounding. Some words turn out to be very Maharashtrian. And when I speak Hindi with a good accent because I grew up talking in Hindi most of the time.
And your English also has this
and my English has a very Indian accent. Not at all in New York.
It's like the Indians in New York. Thoda aur ek notch upar tha na. Haan.
I don't think so. I think mine is a very Indian accent.
It is a very Indian accent, but you could be like a Bangalorean also to some people.
Yeah, I could be. Are
you from Bangalore? Do you have anything to do with Bangalore?
Yes, I spent a lot of time in Bangalore. Yes. What a beautiful city.
Almost 3 decades now in Bollywood and above.
If you go a little ahead, then we come to my hair salon.
अरे वाह दिखाइएगा हमको. हमारा पर्पस ही होता है कि हम ये जाने कि आप बाल कहाँ कटवाती हैं.
तो अब तो बाल वापस आ गए हैं तो उनको स्टाइल करना और काटना बहुत जरूरी है.
नहीं सही है मस्त है.
So that there is chroma key and
I've been told the circle was
here.
There was a legitimate circle here once upon a time.
Yeah, there was a legitimate circle there, but this is chroma key and this is Kanta salon. And I must say that Kanta used to be with Nalini Yasmin. So when I started working, is where when I would go to Nalini and Yasmin. I've known Kanta since then. And then she started. Dilshad started hers, Kanta started hers, and I've always known her. She's the best colorist, I feel.
So cool.
And so it's been so many years that we've known each other.
चाट वीट खाने का कोई ऐसा स्पॉट रहेगा तो बताना आपका.
बिल्कुल यहाँ पे नहीं है, but हाय. But we have Kitchen Garden that's opened in Juhu, so that's my go-to place constantly.
Yeah.
And the beauty of Juhu, the scheme, the JVPD scheme, you can't really open any restaurants, do commercial activity.
You can't change the buildings per se.
No, and also commercial. You can't really open restaurants.
Yeah?
So you see all the restaurants are on the periphery.
Oh yes.
And the
ये मुझे नहीं पता था.
Yeah, the fear was so when the society meetings, what the society people basically said was it's a collection of societies,
सही बात है.
JVPD scheme, and they were like, we'll turn into Bandra, where it's just so crowded and noisy, and the food, and so let's just keep it.
So cool यार, ये क्या सही बताया आपने मेरे को.
So that's why you'll see that the restaurants and all the things are on the periphery.
Right on the periphery, yeah.
Yeah, nothing inside in there. And so on Sundays it's really lovely because you can just you go for
walk
walks.
Around, yeah.
You can walk around, and you know what is the beauty of Juhu scheme? When you turn around and you go into the lane, this is the season where there's beautiful yellow flowers that fall, and there are all these yellow flowers on the side. It's so beautiful.
मतलब लेकिन फिर यही वही वाली बात है, मैंने अभिषेक से भी पूछा था कि मतलब फिर आप ऐसे दही लेने बच्चन साहब के घर चले जाते थे क्या?
not like that, but yeah, you could literally if it is there are so many times in the night when we are on you had those electric little thingies. So sometimes if you come late in the night, you find Goldie, me, we are on those little segways, going from one house to the other.
Oh, so cool.
Going to each other's houses quickly,
yeah.
Cycle there or walk there.
Yeah.
Have a meal, just walk back home. Right now it's a bit hot to do it.
हाँ बस थोड़ा गर्मी ज़्यादा ही.
But it's okay. But in the night it gets pleasant. We walk to PVR a lot of times. We walk there for
Monday nights of movies.
Yeah, and then what happens is you get papped and they say, oh, look at how they're dressed. And I'm like, I'm going for a movie where I walk from my house. If I'm not going to be in track pants, what am I going to be wearing?
Yeah.
But yeah.
बट आप वो 3 डेकेड वाला सवाल ना मेरे लिए इसलिए भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि you've seen the transition of going from 70 mm to multiplexes to OTT, and been at all of those, and TV in the middle here and there.
Yes.
So ये transition कैसे किया बताओ ना. मतलब have you seen stark differences or is it?
So see, movies to TV was a literally at that point of time I just finished Suraj Bajratiya's film. Sarfarosh had happened, so I was doing really well at that time, and I took up the show Kya Masti Kya Dhoom, and I mean everybody was like, what is she doing and why is she doing it and all of that. But look, we didn't make that kind of money during in that period. Films
really?
It was not that kind of money, and also films took so much longer. So you signed a film and then it was going on for 4 to 5 years. So there's nothing. Then by the time you get the money, you've spent it nearly all. So it's not like you were not really kind of doing
raking
that.
In the moolah.
Yeah. So what would you do then beyond a point? And what was TV was just kind of. That boom of TV was just kind of beginning. Yeah. And nobody had really done a television show. So, early bird gets the worm. I got the worm.
Yeah. तो बेसिकली मैं जो पूछ रहा था वो ये भी था कि बॉलीवुड ऑल्सो लुक्ड डाउन अपॉन टीवी और टीवी वाले जब सेट पे आते थे तो आप ऐसे बोलते थे ना कि
बट ये ऐसे इट्स नॉट जस्ट बॉलीवुड आई थिंक एवरीबडी काइंड ऑफ थॉट इट वाज अ लिटिल the lesser kind of work, so for me job was a job. And I thought the concept was really nice. I thought it was such good, clean, fun.
Correct.
Talent, and with kids and all of that. So I think Goldie had a big hand in me taking that decision, and he was more like starting to do television. He was like, you're going to be in people's homes, and I think this is really interesting.
Much deeper a connect.
Yeah, which I hadn't thought of. I was just looking at it like, this is great. The paycheck is amazing if I do this, so we should do it. And he said, and beyond that, because he's always been the one who sees the vision, and I'm the one who'll say, let's make the money. But so he was like, but this will be great because you'll be into people's homes, and he was right, because till today, I'm known, and as an artist, you are known for the amount of time that you're known is as long as people remember you.
सही बात है.
So people who were kids at that time still remember me, so it just gave me a longer life.
Yeah.
And that was not the plan, but it happened, a happy coincidence.
It worked, yeah, I mean, you're right. So, the OTT and multiplexes don't change. It's still the same kind of.
So multiplexes is great. So you have different kinds of stories happening now, because that was the beginning of more experiments happening in movies, which was great. And OTT now is, oh my god, it is like what do you call it?
पिटारा सा खोल दिया.
Yeah.
है ना?
Really, there's so much work that you can do. The kind of content that can be created is so amazing. For a creative person, it's like yeah, it's something you look forward to, and I'm amazed. I remember while we were in New York also, when we would walk and Goldie would say that, now is the time when you used to work like this at that point of time, and nobody really worked like that. The way my systems of working was, the professionalism, the team that I had, and all of that, the way I worked. And because he's worked with me, he knew that I would get frustrated if I, because with certain kinds of work ethics, and I had a certain work ethic, and he kept telling me that now that's how people work. And I was like, really? He said, you will enjoy working now.
It's organized like that, matlab.
He's right. Now I'm enjoying the work, because I'm enjoying the process.
Yeah.
Because everything is organized, is sorted, and the kind of content that can be done, the kind of roles that are available. So I'm enjoying that.
You're playing a journo in this latest new venture of yours, no? I'm a journalist, so it was very important. कि भाई किससे reference पाई आप ऐसे कुछ की क्या जाके देखी news channels?
Well, I think I would say a mix of a few, because I would say that it's become more and more, it's become a thought process. It's the way you think. It's the way you do news.
Yeah.
So I think it's more a couple of people or a way of thinking is how I would put it, rather than a person.
And you've got that whole senior journalist vibe also, I know my shit kind of thing happening, right? Whatever I could tell from the little bits that I saw.
Yes.
And Shreya is a friend, and Jaideep bhai I recently met, and I'm a big fan of his also.
What amazing actors.
Crazy energies to bounce, no?
Oh my god, amazing actors, and like I said, it's just so amazing to see what happens on set and how it's being done. It's just so exciting.
Where is this childlike energy coming from? How are you doing this magical thing?
Really?
Yeah, you're so I love the energy that you have.
I think I'm just enjoying myself. Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. Well, that was something I promised. I don't know if I mentioned it, but what Goldie and me say is BC and AC, which is before cancer and after cancer.
Yeah.
So there's certain parts of me before cancer which, you go through something to learn some lessons, and if you've not learned them, then it's really sad that you've gone through it and still not learned them.
Yeah.
So I think there were a couple of lessons from it, and the point is that just reminding me, each other that it's not the goal, it's the journey. It's the process and the journey that's important. So the moment that becomes clear, you enjoy it.
नहीं देखो भाई, journey. सब्सक्राइब करो इस $100, $1,000 बात पे Mashable India को, क्योंकि जर्नी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. हम लोग क्या है, वो गोल पकड़ के बहुत ज्यादा फोकस रहते हैं ना.
And then you miss the journey, and the life is the journey.
Yeah.
And so you miss the life. It passes you by, and suddenly the goal just feels like nothing.
Yeah, no, I remember you bringing the cancer narrative very openly out and about, and
yeah, I mean, it was how will I look? Look is such a huge part of my life and my career and my profession and everything about me. So it's been a huge part of my life, and suddenly to kind of not have that was different.
Yeah. I've known very small duration of an ICU bed for even 5 days, but I know when you're on it, then you're किस लिए कर रहे हैं ये सब, मतलब what is the purpose, right? ऐसे सब चलता है ना दिमाग में.
And also when you actually look the way you're looking at that point of time, when you see
it's
that,
scary.
Just how fragile it actually is it just becomes obvious that it's just so fragile and it can be gone like that. and that can be one accident. This was hair going, but it can be a scar across. It can be anything.
Yeah.
So it just, though I'm really brought up with my parents as very middle class Maharashtrian, and it was always like, stop looking in the mirror. You would get a whack on your head.
Really?
Stop. Yeah. We were never allowed to stand in front of the mirror for too long. You got a tuck on the head. Move on. And so it was always like, it's not about the looks, it's about what it is inside.
Yeah.
It was drilled into me like constantly. I think my mother, I didn't even realize, and it obviously I must have been, I always looked a certain way.
Yeah.
So it was my mother's way of making sure that, you know, I was not getting too full of myself.
सही है, अच्छा है ये.
So yeah, it was always about what is inside. So yeah, I did feel, to be honest, that, you know, it is what is inside.
Yeah.
I'm not so this thing about the looks and all that. But when you lose it is when you realize how much you're about the looks actually.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
मतलब काफी वेन तो हैं हम लोग, अभी क्या सच बोलेंगे, सच है.
And it does make a difference. Now, instead of not acknowledging it, I've understood it that it is that. And yeah, it is there.
मतलब बिजनेस भी तो वही है ना, मतलब आप एक्टर हो, आप कैमरे के सामने हो.
नहीं होता ना तो भी है.
तो भी है, हाँ.
That's the reality of life. And so then I'll say thank you for the genes, for God, whatever. मिला है. Thank you.
Initially, you didn't get into acting. You did modeling for a bit, no?
Yeah. So I started modeling at that time. You know, modeling at that point of time was changing. The ad films were just turning into stories. This was Prahlad Kakkad and Shyam Babu's time. Yeah. For me, it was more Kailash. Yeah. And in fact, my Sarfarosh director John.
Hold on. पानी ले लो. पैसे मेरे wallet उस गाड़ी में है. लो.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Kailash, yes, Prahlad, Prasoon Joshi and Piyush.
More emotional connect, not Pandey, direct selling.
Yeah, they were doing a John, my Sarfarosh director. We met on an ad film.
Really?
Yes, and he was like, "This is the girl I want for this character."
Arre wah.
Yeah, it's from there. So yeah, I was doing Mahesh and Srila. So you were making they were starting to tell stories in ad films in this little. So I never really did ramp shows. Yeah. I was very intimidated, and so I never went down that route.
लेकिन I remember the modeling story also had like किसी और का जाना था, फिर कुछ और हुआ, फिर आप चली गई, ऐसा कुछ हुआ.
अरे वो तो कॉलेज में. हाँ, कॉलेज में. Actually, the from where I started getting these offers was in college. You know, they do those fashion shows in college. Yeah. So they were going to be walking, and I think the girl fell ill or broke her arm or something happened, and so it was last. And they said, like, you know, you should do it. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Then somebody got the clothes, somebody got this thing. We did it, we walked, we won. And somebody saw me over there. And and
accidental superstar.
Yeah.
So cool.
I don't know about the superstar, but yeah, star.
Yeah, no, I mean, मैं बोल तो रहा हूँ आपको, 3 डेकेड सर्वाइव करके एक औहदे तक मेंटेन करना भी तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है.
That person has been caught. क्या किया उन्होंने?
See, देखो रूल्स फॉलो करो, नहीं तो पकड़े जाओगे. मुंबई पुलिस बहुत अच्छी है, इसे नहीं पकड़ती है. पक्का 100% सिग्नल तोड़ा रहेगा. हम सिग्नल नहीं तोड़ते ऐसे.
हाँ, बिल्कुल.
So now you have a teenager at your hands.
Yep.
So like, what are you learning about social media and jargon from our man over here?
Listen, we need a whole new dictionary because I don't understand what the language they speak. It sounds like English, but it doesn't mean the meaning that I know of those words. Of course. It's completely different.
कुछ याद है क्या आपको जो हुआ है आपके साथ जिसमें आपको कुछ अलग ही समझ में आया, कुछ अलग ही था?
हर बार होता है. I'm not remembering any one thing, but हर बार होता है. Let's take a left.
Like we say, sick is not sick like in sickness. Sick is like it's
like
super.
really good. Yeah. I mean, you know, why would you call it a bad word? And they're like, that's not a bad word. And like, okay. Now take this.
Right.
Right. Yeah. This is home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, superb.
Oh, look at the dog, so cute. Oh, look at them.
The smaller one or the big one?
All three.
All three are so cute.
Yeah.
Listen, retrievers are just like.
So see, this is so beautiful. The trees. I think Karthik is somewhere here. My vet is there.
What dogs do you have?
I have golden retriever.
Yes.
There were 2, now there's 1. But yeah.
This is adorable, yeah. They're natural therapy dogs.
Yeah. All your various actors and their bungalows. Ajay Devgan there,
उनकी renovation चल रही है अभी.
Bobby. So Bobby's kids. It was lovely. That there is my vet in this bungalow.
अरे वाह.
From this thing is where my vet is.
We've come to the Bachchan house left, and then we'll reach that.
Oh, we missed that. That side when you go down is where the Panwala was, where they would all hang.
Oh yeah.
Some of my best friends stay down there.
तो आप न्यूयॉर्क में भी considerable size, I mean काफी time spend किया आपने.
Yeah.
I mean it was outside of the hospital also, I'm assuming.
Yes. So in hospital I didn't stay too long was because the first thing that my doctors were telling me is that we want you out of the hospital as fast as possible, because what happens in hospitals is when you get the super bugs, the infections which are very resistant to antibiotics.
Acha.
So my surgeons were very clear that we want you out of the hospital as soon as possible.
So cool.
So post surgery, my surgeon was like, I want you in 24 hours, I want you walking in 24 hours. I was literally holding my IV and walking in the corridor. It was hard.
Yeah.
Because I had a cut which is about, it starts right from here and goes all the way down. It must be at least 23 inches, 24 inches.
Fuck man.
So it was, through that. But in 24 hours I was working.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's resilience also, no? That's determination.
And then the next day, every day I was adding to it. And you just have to walk. Your body starts moving only when you walk. Your feet sends the signal that I'm getting back to work, you better keep up with me, is what I was telling my body. Come on.
Yeah, but my question is a fun question. न्यूयॉर्क और बम्बई को मैं बड़ा कंपेयर करता हूँ, क्योंकि काफी सेम सी वाइब है जगह की. आपको क्या लगता है इसके बारे में?
बिल्कुल है
ना?
हाँ, मुझे न्यूयॉर्क में बहुत पसंद है. और अगर आप लोगों से पूछे तो वो कहते हैं न्यूयॉर्क कितना गंदा है, वो है. मुंबई के लिए भी ऐसे ही कहते हैं, बट इट हैज इट्स ओन प्लेस, इट्स ओन आई थिंक द एनर्जी, वो जो एनर्जी है ना, एक गो गेटिंग वाली एनर्जी जो है,
अनमैचेबल.
इट इज अमेजिंग.
मजा आता है.
एंड वेरियस कल्चर्स, a melting pot of cultures, which is what I think Mumbai is also. So many people from so many places. It's beautiful. It adds to that culture.
We were talking about your work also a little. मेरे को जितना लंबा लक्स याद है, मेरे को आपके फेस के साथ ही याद है. Nirma. Sorry.
Yeah.
मेरे को जितना Nirma याद है, I remember it with your face. It's just like the most iconic set of advertising, and like the advertising I like.
After that, so many other people have done the Nirma ad. Yeah, it's not. I did it for 4 or 5 years.
So 4 or 5 years is a good time.
But it's a lovely brand. Even today in COVID times, I must tell you this story.
Yeah.
We were going through this during the COVID times. So there's this place in Lower Parel which takes care of families who come for cancer treatment and the kids who come for it.
I know about these, yes.
And so one of those places, what had happened during lockdown was you couldn't get groceries, food and all, but you need soaps.
Yeah.
You need the detergents, you need the cleaners, and they were running out of that. And these kids, you can't afford to get infection. You need it to be clean. And I remember calling up the Nirma guys and saying that, guys, this is the problem.
Can you help?
And and they have from there literally the facility has its own ambulance.
Oh wow.
So they took that ambulance and they've loaded the ambulance with soaps and detergents and sent it to them. And that was, it's been so long since I've been an ambassador for Nirma. But just the fact that they, when I called up, they did this, I was so touched.
So tell me this, what is the struggle like for you to then get roles after? Like एक पहला 2-3 काम किया, फिर उसके बाद एक डिप आता है, तो वहाँ से नेक्स्ट उठना, और फिर जैसे अभी आप कर रही हो काम, वो बीच का चंक मैं सबसे पूछता हूँ, क्योंकि वो कोई नहीं बताता.
I think definitely एक डिप तो आता है, but I think we were working. All my films a lot of my films didn't work.
Yeah.
But I still kept getting work because I think it was very professional. And when you're good, as in the sense of when you're professional and you're not a troublesome person to work with, you get the work.
Yeah.
There is no two ways about it. And you know, when I hear all these stories, I mean, I was a rank outsider. Completely. My mother never came on my set.
Yeah.
They till today don't know anything beyond a point about the industry and stuff like that. So for us, for this to, I met really lovely people. I mean, I have family here now. I'm married here. I met lovely people. I made great friends. And I think I was, the moment, it's about how you approach it. I was professional, I was on time, I was there. I was given multiple chances.
Yeah.
Because my films didn't do well. It was not like, because of the looks you got the work. Then, like you said, the dip happens. Okay? Then, but you know, your film was a hit, so you kept getting work. It didn't. Everything I was doing was not doing well.
Yeah.
But you still got the work. And I worked with all the top actors and all. I would say it's the work ethic and
professionalism.
Yeah, professionalism. So these various 5,000 stories that people tell about, oh my God, and I'm like, what? Yes, every field has its dark side, which life has a underbelly to it, I would say.
That's true.
You know, where is it not there? But there's lots of goodness, and I've met really lovely people, and I am an outsider saying that. So yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff, yeah. Very cool. Yeah, this beautiful light hitting your face.
I love
like,
it. As you noticed, I suddenly quickly shifted a bit and
shadow
took my light. And
shadow hटाओ.
Yeah, get the light.
देखिए अच्छे आर्टिस्ट की
I
पहचान.
love beautiful light.
Yes.
Shine on.
तो मुंबई के खाने की बात करो. क्या पसंद है apart from that restaurant that you told us about? What are the kind of street food that you would crave and eat and binge?
I'm not into the street food now. I'm into healthy food.
पहले क्या खाती थी और कहाँ खाती थी?
अच्छा. देखो, मुंबई में आओ और वड़ा पाव नहीं खाओ हो
तो
नहीं
क्या
सकता.
ही क्यों? हाँ.
और आप जुहू में हो तो मिठी बाई के पास there used to be a वड़ा पाव.
अरे अभी भी वो सामने बिकता है.
मैं बिल्कुल नहीं खाऊंगी.
But आप खा के जाओ. आप खा के जाओ. और मैं घर का खाऊंगी. और मैं वो white bread नहीं खाऊंगी. Only शक्कर. I will not have it. It's poison for me. Yeah.
It's poison for everybody, but especially people with recovering from cancer and all that. It's sugar in any form is poison.
Yeah.
And but yeah, vada pav used to be my go-to, and
They're so happy.
So misal I love. I'm a Maharashtrian. I love the misal.
Yeah.
And we are in a season which is hapus ka season.
Yes.
I mean, oh my God. You know, is like, my son doesn't like mango.
Really?
I mean, he doesn't go mad over mango. I can't understand how anybody cannot like mango.
Not go mad.
And especially hapus.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met a couple of people who will say, oh, not hapus so much. I like
badami. I'm like,
how can you not like hapus?
King hai.
Oh my God. I love it. I wait for it. And yeah. You know, as a Maharashtrian, the best way is to have the amras with ghee in it.
Really?
That's the
I
way
haven't
to eat
tried
it.
that.
You haven't? Amras and add ghee to it. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like puran poli with the ghee.
ये बताओ आप मुंबई की बारिश की कहानियाँ.
यार मुंबई की बारिश ना घर पे होते हुए बहुत अच्छी लगती है. रास्तों पे बिल्कुल नहीं अच्छी लगती. एक तो बहुत गंदा हो जाता है, ऊपर से ट्रैफिक, ऊपर से खड्डे, you know, it's very sad.
हाँ, कुछ सीन ही अलग है.
Yeah. I would say that मुंबई की बारिश में I like being out of Mumbai.
Yeah. I know what you mean. मुंबई की बारिश की ऐसी वो आपकी 2005 वगैरह की कहानियाँ नहीं है क्या? You didn't get stuck or whatever. You were here.
I was full-blown pregnant, and we were very worried that my son will decide to come out. I didn't know it was a son at that time.
Yeah.
We just oh my God, Goldie, like hold baby, don't come out.
मुंबई की भाषा, any particular words that you like?
No, Maharashtrian.
हाँ, so मराठी words के अलावा मुंबई की एक अलग भाषा है.
I'll tell you what, even as a Maharashtrian, I'll tell you what people, the way people speak Marathi, non-Maharashtrians a lot of time, is not the Marathi we speak at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
Like Zaitsai.
Zaitsai is Marathi.
Yeah.
But Appun
Appun is not. I mean, Kanda Batata, a lot of actors have come on the show and said it is that. Is Mumbai slang? I said, no, वो तो Marathi है.
That is Marathi. Kanda is your pyaz and batata is
potato.
Aloo. So it is Kanda Batata.
Yes.
That which reminds me of Kande Pohe.
Yeah.
As we call it. I love Kande Pohe.
Yeah.
And what else I really like, which is very Mumbai, is I'm just, see, after cancer, that memory, brain fog is there a bit. But that Parsi mithai on Parsi New Year that you get, filled with that cream. Oh my God. What is it called? I love it. And that berry pulao in town. Oh my God, I love it.
But Mumbai ke log?
Mumbai ke log are very friendly.
है ना?
When I started work and when I used to travel alone in the taxi to get a cab, I don't think I always felt safe in Mumbai.
Yeah.
Always. And I don't know if that is true. It's been a while since I traveled like that. But
it's always,
I thought was such a beautiful thing about it. When you're out of Mumbai as a woman, there are a lot of times I'll be very honest, I have not felt that safe as I've always felt in Mumbai.
Yeah.
In Mumbai, as a woman, I always felt like I had a voice. And you will see that in even in the maid who's working in my house, she has a voice.
Yeah.
There is a voice. People have a voice in Mumbai, and I love that about Mumbai.
It's so cool. ये voice को alive रखो.
Yeah, I mean, you can be from even the help at home. There's a certain way. It's not like I said. There's a certain inclusivity which I really like.
Yeah.
About Mumbai.
Yeah, like my cook just said कि देखो भैया संडे को शाम को तो ब्रेक बनता है ना. And I'm like हाँ of course बनता है. हाँ ले लीजिए.
ये क्या खा रहे हो? ये नहीं खाना. ये थोड़ी ऐसा नहीं है. मुझे नहीं अच्छा लगता. Okay, मत बताओ. आपको जैसे अच्छा लगता है हम खा लेंगे.
Correct, we'll adjust. But कैसा लगा आपको?
बहुत अच्छा लगा.
मजा आया ना?
When are we doing it again?
Whenever we'll have to go to like Lonavala or something. थोड़ा बारिश होएगा ना पहले वाला तो ऐसे एक टच करके वापस आ जाएंगे. You do Lonavala trips? Do you do like these trips?
No, I'm just thinking of that fudge.
Yeah, it's like Maganlal owns Lonavala now. It's
No,
like
not Maganlal.
Which one then?
No. I'm talking about that Lonavala का
Chocolate
fudge.
हाँ, but उधर वही बेचने लग गए. ऐसा लगता है उनका ही दुकान है.
Then we have to go to Lonavala. Go to that little place where you get the authentic fudge, which is more. There's a Parsi shop.
I had no idea about this.
There is a little shop there that gives this just amazing fudge.
अगर आप लोगों को पता था तो comments में नीचे बताओ. But thank you so much for being on the Bombay journey.
मुझे बताओ, मुझे भी बताओ, and then we'll do a Lonavala trip.
हाँ जी done.
Guys, it was fun. Which is my camera? I don't know.
All of these are your camera. This camera, this camera, this camera.
I've had a great time. This guy is a talker.
Yes.
And I enjoyed myself.
Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you for the drive.